Live from Austin, Texas, with host Rosie Newberry. Local trends, shopping, and more. This is Studio 512.
Are you looking for an adorable, adoptable dog? Texas Humane Heroes can help. Communications Director Christian Long is here to introduce us to a very special, very good, very cute boy this morning. Christian, good morning.
Good morning.
Who is this?
This is Bounce. He has been with us for a few months now, longer than we thought he'd be.
Yes, because he's such a good boy.
Yeah, he really is. We think he's just turned 2 years old, right around 2. And yeah, when you harness him up and put him on the leash and take him outside, he is your supercharged little explorer, wants to sniff everything, wants to meet everyone. And then you bring him inside, you sit down, and then he all of a sudden becomes this little cuddle monster who just wants to hang out.
And he's just laying down on your lap. How sweet.
On command.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I know you mentioned a little bit about his personality. So when he's outdoors, he's having fun, he's energetic. But when he comes inside, he's kind of a cuddler. Tell me about how he doesn't tend to have that little Napoleon syndrome that a lot of little dogs do.
You know, little dogs about his size, they tend to be a little more reactive. They just sort of want to bark and growl and let their presence known when they see other dogs. Him, when you walk him around the property, there's obviously always other dogs in play yards and out being walked with other people. And he just stays pretty happy-go-lucky about the whole thing.
Oh.
He is...
he's loving your scritches, by the way.
Oh, yeah. No, he's a fan. If he sits up and you scratch him, there's a little spot on his chest where he'll sort of go into a trance.
And the sort of care that you guys give at Texas Humane Heroes, it's the sort of thing where you figure that out.
You have to know the spots.
Yeah, that's so sweet. Can we talk a little bit about how old he is, how big he is? Because to me, he seems like he'd be a great apartment dweller.
Yeah, you know, he's pretty mellow. He doesn't really make a lot of noise. I should say he's not like that in his kennel. If you come see him, he will be a little bit jumpy and barking. That's just because he wants your attention. You get him out away from the kennel, you start to see the side of him right away. Yeah. The only thing I will say is he can be a little dog selective when he wants to play. Okay. So, I mean, if you have a dog at home that you're curious about, you're welcome to bring him out anytime. We'll do a supervised meet and greet. But no, this is as big as he's going to get. So, yeah.
And about how old do we think he is?
We think he just turned 2.
2. Okay, you might have mentioned that already. I'm sorry, I missed
okay.
it. But that means he is fully grown. And I will say, like, travel size for your convenience. He is a really light little guy.
Yeah, and he just, you know, he hangs out on his own. As long as he gets his, you know, time outside, his little walks around the neighborhood, yeah. You know, he would probably do really well in an apartment, provided he gets the activity.
How do we know, what do we know about as far as like little kids or things like that?
You know, he has been pretty receptive to everyone. Obviously, you'd want to have him come out and meet him, but he is so just mellow and wants to be friends with everyone. When we got here in the office.
Oh yeah, he made a lot of friends.
He's just bouncing around like crazy.
When he came in.
He has no discrimination about who he wants pets from.
So. I understand, Bounce. Okay. While we're talking about Bounce, we want to talk about lots of other things that are kind of firsts. Yeah. Big deals. You guys have got a lot of exciting activities going on. I love the name of this, March Madness.
Yes.
You guys are doing for the very first time. Tell me about that.
That was a March Madness, or it is a March Madness style bracket fundraiser. There was a qualifying round and then the top 32 that we made it through both of them. Now we are in the Snuggly 16.
The Snuggly 16. I appreciate a good play on words. So does that mean like it's just different animals and people are kind of selecting for fun?
We're paired off with the Hermitage Cat Rescue. And so it's whoever raises, and there's 16 matchups like that. So whoever makes the most in donations during the window. The window starts at 10 a.m. tomorrow and goes until 10 p.m. Saturday.
Got it.
So you have about a day and a half.
To throw money into.
Or a little more than a day and a half. Yeah, quite a bit of time. But yeah, and then if that goes forward, we move on to the Adorable 8 and then the Furry 4. And then that's
the winner is?
Yeah, and then after the Furry 4, then there's the Grand Championship. So it's really been fun. you know, it's a different style of fundraising for us, but you know, it's allowing a lot of shelters to connect with each other and stuff. So no, it's been great, and we're excited to dive in tomorrow for the Snuggly 16 face-off.
Snuggly 16. I think that's so cute. Okay, Tails and Trails I also see here
Yes.
on my card. And you've got a new partner for that. HEB is helping out.
Yeah, this is a new, we've done variations of similar events in years past, but this year what we're doing is our shelter, our rescue, is on 22 acres up in Leander.
And it's gorgeous. I will tell everyone they are putting so much effort into overhauling this space, brand new places.
Oh yeah.
It's just looking fantastic.
And we want to show that off, and there's lots of walking trails. They were there before, but we're working on, you know, beautifying them a little bit and getting them ready. But what it is on May 10th, it's going to be on our grounds, and you set your own fundraising goal. You set the distance you want to walk, if you want to bring your family, if you want to bring your pets. If you want to come solo and check out our pets afterwards, you're welcome to do that. But no, it's just a very open-ended fundraiser for us, and it, like I said, it's encouraging people to get out and see that, you know, it's not just kennels for cats. We have a lot of space, we have a lot of land. We get to see it when we walk these guys around every day, but we want more people to be able to enjoy it.
I think that's wonderful, and a good opportunity to let your little one inside, or maybe you've got bigger dogs, come out and have some socialization and some nice walking time.
Yes.
Get out and about and enjoy this spring weather.
Yeah, it's going to be very family friendly, very pet friendly, and yeah, it's the first one, so we're excited.
A lot of inaugurals. I like that. Okay, in our last 20 seconds or so, Christian, how else can we give or help you?
You know, humaneheroes.org has got more options than ever as far as donating. Other than that, you know, if you want to volunteer, talk to us, or just, you know, follow us on social and share our posts, help get the word out with Pets Like Bounce.
Absolutely. We're getting into that warm weather season where there are lots of little furry guys and, you know, adorable kittens to help. So something to keep in mind. Absolutely. Thank you so much, Christian.
Thank you for having us.
The man who can talk while doing pets the whole time. It's a world. Look at this. That's so sweet. Learn more about ways that you can support the shelter and inquire about adopting Bounce at humaneheroes.org. The following portion of Studio 512 is sponsored by Legacy Roofing Pros. Hey, did you know roof repairs and replacements can actually potentially impact your home's structural integrity? Owner David Hanna joins us with General Manager Eddie Iglesias to talk about how Legacy Roofing Pros sets themselves apart. We're going to start with you, David. There are a lot of roofing companies out there. Can you talk to us about what makes y'all different?
Sure. So we believe that protecting a homeowner's house starts way before we ever put on the roof. So we use a full home protection system called the catch-all system. It's like a curtain wall that wraps the entire house, and it protects your flower bed, your shrubs, your pool, your HVAC equipment, all the things that could get damaged from falling debris. We also put structures in place to protect your shrubs so they don't get broken, and we put extra plywood across the doors and the windows to protect them as well.
Eddie, usually the first indication that you've got a problem with your roof is that you see something like a leak. So how can homeowners tell if they need a new roof before it becomes an emergency?
That's a great point. Typically, by the time that you see a leak, the damage is already spread. Here in Central Texas, with our extreme weather, our roofs take a beating, from hail to high winds to even the scorching sun. So damage isn't visible from the ground. So the only way to really know is to get a professional inspection. Our roofing consultants offer free, no obligation inspections. We use advanced technology like drone imaging and AI-driven reports that help us detect whether there's hidden damage that could cost homeowners thousands later if gone unchecked.
And David, I just want to come back to you one more time because your company actually has a pretty powerful story. Can you talk to me about why you and your wife started Legacy Roofing Pros?
Sure. So it actually started with our late son, Clyde. He had a dream to build the biggest, best roofing company in Central Texas, and we've adopted that dream. Gabby is our granddaughter, and she has Down syndrome, and now we're raising her. We started building this company, but it's also with Gabby in mind. So it's called Legacy Roofing Pros because it's Greg's legacy. We call him Greg in the family. But it's also Gabby's legacy, and we're trying to build a company that's going to outlast us that can continue to provide for her long after we're gone. We operate with the values of integrity and customer service forefront in our minds. So when you choose Legacy Roofing Pros, you're not just choosing a great new roof, you're also choosing a local family-owned company that supports their community.
Mm-hmm. I can tell that you guys have a lot of heart in what you do. Thank you, gentlemen, both so much for your time today.
Thank you.
Get started with a free, no-obligation roof inspection today at LegacyRoofingPros.com. The preceding portion of Studio 512 was sponsored by Legacy Roofing Pros. The following portion of Studio 512 is sponsored by Mother's Milk Bank at Austin. The mothers of preterm and sick infants are often those who are least likely to be able to provide milk for their babies, and it's the reason why Mother's Milk Bank at Austin was created. MMBA saves babies' lives by providing prescribed, pasteurized donor human milk, and Executive Director Kim Updegrove is here to tell us more. Kim, let's start by talking about the difference between a milk bank and community sharing of milk.
I'm glad you asked this question. So a milk bank is a formal organization. It's a nonprofit organization that screens moms who are healthy and lactating and producing more milk than their baby needs. They get to donate that milk, and the milk then is made safe for tiny, vulnerable infants. And those in particular are babies who are born very premature, so very small, small enough to fit in my hand, or they are born full term but with heart and stomach anomalies that lead them to be able to only tolerate human milk feedings. We are the place that makes that milk safe after it's been donated. Very different from community sharing.
Okay, it is incredible what you guys do for our community, and I know it's the largest milk bank in the United States, right?
That's true. So we didn't set out to be the largest, but it turns out that we've answered a lot of the science questions and a lot of the research, and so we serve the largest number of hospitals around the US. There are so many of these babies born every single year. 60,000 of them are under 3.5 pounds when they're born. So very fragile that only human milk can be fed to them.
I just want to make a call out to anybody who's watching this morning who might find themselves in this exact situation, in a position where they might be able to give a little extra from what they're giving their baby. What would you say to them to get the process started?
I would say that every healthy lactating mother needs to consider today whether she can put aside 1 or 2 ounces of milk today, put it in her freezer, and over the course of the month, she's going to have enough to go through the screening process and find out that she can be a lifesaver. No one regrets saving the life of a baby. Becoming a lifesaver is as easy as becoming a milk donor, and I am begging the community to consider becoming a donor today.
Such important information, Kim, and thank you for all you do for our community. We appreciate your time today.
Thank you.
Mother's Milk Bank at Austin needs your help. To show your support by donating milk, money, or time, go to milkbank.org. The preceding portion of Studio 512 was sponsored by Mother's Milk Bank at Austin.
This segment is sponsored by Best Reviews.
Spring is just around the corner, which means it is time to break out those springtime must-haves that will have you blooming with joy. Joining us now with the top trending March must-haves is Senior Director of Content Operations from BestReviews.com, Jacob Palmer. Well, I'm excited. Let's start over here because you guys just surprised me with a doll of myself. What's going on?
What we have here is from Funko Pop, which is like one of the most popular brands for toys. Everybody wants some kind of Funko Pop. They've got Star Wars, Harry Potter, everything. In March, they're doing this really cool product offering where you can make your own Funko Pop. So it's great for, a gift. And what's cool about this one is that it's also basketball themed. So, but this is for the NBA fans. So, we're a short month away from the playoffs in the NBA. So get your own team, get your own Funko Pop. very interesting idea, and I'm excited for you guys to have your own as well.
Yeah, it's like a cute little bobblehead yourself, Jacob. I love the mustache. Great addition. All right, fabulous. Moving on now to a totally different kind of a subject. What's going on next?
So why we're talking about iPads now, it is National Reading Month in March, and so many people like to be able to read on their devices, on their tablets. This is a great opportunity, and also what we're seeing right now is we're seeing some markdowns in some older versions. So what we've got on the table here, we tested all three. You know, we've got the Air, we've got the Pro, and then we've got also just kind of the standard option here too. So depending on what you're looking at, this is a great way to get kickstarted on it. There's also, you know, you can use Audible on it as well. So if you're more into reading via hearing, this is a great way as well.
What I love is when Jacob brings a product where I'm like, what is that?
Yes.
What is this? What are we looking at?
This is perfect. That's great. I love to be able to educate people on what are we talking about today. So this comes from LetPot, and it is an indoor garden system basically. So in the bottom here, you would get the water in it, and then it basically grows from like a hydroponic system. So why do we love this in March? Well, it's the perfect way to get it started. Great opportunity, and then what's cool about that too is you can start it with the herbs right now, get it into the ground a little bit later in the month when it's more optimal for that, and then you can start something new. And then if you want to start something for maybe a summer garden, you can start that too. So it works as its own kind of self-contained indoor garden, but it's also a great way to kind of start and incubate all your plants.
Such a cool idea. I didn't even know you could transfer plants from something like this into the ground.
It's so easy because the root system is super deep, and so you can just get it in there. It's really nice setup.
Okay, great idea. All right, Jacob, it is getting to be the warmer months, and people are getting outside. They want to take their speaker outside and have a great day. Tell us about these speakers.
So we talked about it last week, and we just finished with all of our testing on the Bluetooth speakers, and we brought two of our favorites. We'll start here with the JBL. What's so cool about this is that JBL is one of these brands that just has awesome technology within it, but they work really hard to keep the price down. But now if you're serious about loving your music and you're willing to pay for that love, we've got the Bose one here, and this is going to be our best of the best because it has all of those features that, you know, the true audiophiles are looking for, especially when they're looking for something from Bose.
Okay, love it. They both sound amazing. This is fabulous. Now, when we're getting outside, our pets are getting outside too. They're thirsty, they're doing more activities. What are we looking at here?
Is it time for your dog to get an upgrade? One thing to consider from this brand that we've got from Trot. So we've got this, which is silicone, so it's super easy to clean. And then also when you're thinking about your dog, maybe he or she is getting a little bit older and you want to make that process a little bit easier for them, so you bring it up off the ground, that if it is time for you to maybe swap them out, they can get very gross over time. This is going to be a good option for you.
Thank you so much, Jacob.
Thanks so much for having me.
Of course. Best Reviews is owned by our parent company, that is Nexstar. For more on these products and others, you can head to bestreviews.com or scan the QR code on your screen right there to see all of these products and more.
This segment is sponsored by Best Reviews, which is owned by our parent company, Nexstar.
The following portion of Studio 512 is sponsored by Tidytex Professional Organizing. Hey, are you ready to get your space or your home organized, but you're a little overwhelmed on getting started? Tidytex Professional Organizing promises a judgment-free approach that has lasting results. Professional organizer Manny Muro is here to tell us more. Manny, first of all, how do you help those clients whose homes you come into?
I'm so glad that you asked, right? We have a very simple 3-step process that we like to do with all of our clients. One, we help our clients declutter, which is my personal favorite. It's where we go in and help you get rid of all the things that are unnecessary, all the things that are no longer serving you, all the things that are just taking up space in your home that are hindering you from moving on from something, right? So we help you declutter all of that stuff, take out all the things. We can donate anything that you don't want, help you get rid of the things that are no longer needed. And then we'll deep clean the space. So before we put anything back, then we're going to clean it, sweep, mop, whatever we have to do to make that space sparkle and shine.
You actually remove a lot of the barriers that have stopped people maybe from deep cleaning their house in the past.
Yeah, because we had to run into a lot of that where I run into clients where they say, well, I've started, but then I have the stuff, right? The stuff never makes it out of the house.
I haven't gotten to the donations.
Yeah, we haven't made it there yet, or it's on the to-do list. Well, I'm part of the to-do list, right? So I'm going to take that and do that for you so that that's no longer there, right? So we can actually just see the space for what it is, so that way that we can reimagine it and retool the space to fit your function, to fit your lifestyle, to whatever's happening in the family or the home, whatever may be going on.
So let's talk about the judgment-free 30-minute in-home consultation that you offer.
Yeah, so it's great, right? The 30-minute consultation is where I can come in I'm going to take a look at your space and see exactly what your needs are. And I always tell my clients when we're on the phone, before I even meet them, I'm so sorry about my space. I'm really not worried about what the space looks like. What I'm worried about is getting you to where you want to be, right? So what is that goal that we're after? Okay, and then that's where I'm going to aim to shoot for. So what the space look like, that doesn't bother me. What it is what we need to get you to be, what your goal is that we set out when you're going to hire somebody like me.
How can we get started?
Yeah, go to our website, tidytexorganizing.com, and fill out the little info page and send us a message and tell us exactly what you're needing done, and I'll get right back to you.
Yeah, and does that mean you can do whole house or just one room at a time?
Oh, everything. If you just need your closets done, or if you just need the pantry done, if you need the whole thing done, we can certainly help you with all of that. Or if you're suffering from hoarding disorder, we can also help you with that. We have specialized in every category to make sure that the job can get done in a way that's based around your needs.
All right, Manny, I appreciate your time. Thank you.
Thank you.
Get started today by going to tidytexorganizing.com. The preceding portion of Studio 512 was sponsored by TidyTex Professional Organizing. The following portion of Studio 512 is sponsored by Magic Glass Repair. Completely mobile replacements and repair for your convenience. That's the idea behind Magic Glass Repair. Owner Phil Beaupre is here to tell us more. And Phil, I'd first like to ask to hear just a little bit more about your business and what it is y'all offer.
Yeah, thanks for asking, Rosie. So a lot of what Magic Glass Repair does is we want to make it convenient for the customers here in the Austin area to get their windshields, back glass replaced. Because usually what happens is it's something you don't expect. You get that rock off the road, unfortunate accidents before you come out to work. We want to make sure that it's convenient for you because we know how unsettling it can be when you find it and it interrupts your day. So what we really want to focus on is that customer experience.
Not only that, you told me off camera that something people don't think about is that there's a lot of tech nowadays that's going into our rear view mirrors.
So thanks for bringing that up. So a lot of the vehicles nowadays have the ADAS system, which is Advanced Driver Assist System. And what we do is we do mobile calibration. So not only with replacing the windshield, now we can actually calibrate that safety system to ensure that it works properly after that windshield's replaced for you.
That's wonderful.
Yeah.
I want to ask what makes y'all stand out. I know it's so important to you to be local.
It is. So one of the priorities for me was making sure that we are providing a local service. And I actually bought this business from someone who was operating out of town, or actually out of state. And I wanted to bring that local feel back because I grew up in a home that my parents were entrepreneurs themselves, and small business was always a part of our household. And I wanted to start bringing that feel here to Austin.
What's the most common mistake people tend to make when they get something like a cracked windshield?
A lot of the biggest mistake is they think it can get repaired. Okay. So a lot of the times when you're looking at your windshield, a small chip smaller than a quarter can be repaired. Now again, this is a repair. So it will eventually need to be replaced. However, for the time being and just for convenience sake, a repair can take less than 30 minutes typically. So that can be done quickly and less of a hassle, but your windshield will eventually need to be replaced.
And you said today with modern technology, it's actually really easy to get in touch with you guys and for you to have a conversation with the customer about what's probably going to be needed for their vehicle.
Yeah, absolutely. So we have a couple ways you can get a hold of us. You can call us by phone, and we have a real people answering our telephones at all times.
Thank you.
You can leave us a message or text us if it's easier and more convenient for you at the time. We also answer via text, or you can visit our website for a quick form to fill out, and it sends it directly to us and we get right back to you.
Sounds good to me. Phil, thank you so much for your time.
Thank you.
Auto glass done right. Visit magicglassrepair.com or call 512-605-1263 to get your free quote today. The preceding portion of Studio 512 was sponsored by Magic Glass Repair. Welcome back, everybody. It's Trivia Tuesday, and St. Patrick's Day, as we know, is right around the corner. Carrie Anderson from Austin City Trivia is here to put our knowledge to the test on all things green and clover. I'll be going up against our Studio 512 intern, Paisley Porter. So Paisley, good morning.
Good morning.
And Carrie, good morning.
Good morning, Rosie.
Of course, dressed in green. She's very smart. She's always on theme.
Carrie, why don't you go ahead and remind us how this all works?
Absolutely. Sorry, guys. It's really hard to open this marker. There we go. Paisley, you might want to do the same.
Oh my goodness.
You've given us new markers. Thank you for that.
Yes, so you've both got a whiteboard and a marker and a little cloth in front of you. So I'm going to ask you 5 questions. You're just going to jot down your answer. We'll play a little jaunty tune in the background, perhaps, to get us into the Irish mood. You'll show the camera your answer, and I'll let you know if you're right or wrong. And we've got 5 questions, so we'll see how you both do, if we end up with a winner, if we end up with a tie, but hopefully we all end up learning something.
I think we will along the way. I don't feel exceptionally strong in St. Patrick's knowledge. Okay, great. Okay, so the very first question I see is about vegetables. Ooh.
Yes.
Yeah, that is a jaunty tune.
Yes, so corned beef is a classic Irish meal, and it's traditionally served on St. Patrick's Day with what green vegetable as a side?
My stepdad's mother was from Belfast, and so I have a feeling
Rosie is correct. It does usually come with a side of cabbage.
He loves some corned beef and cabbage. Yep.
Yes. Okay. All right.
Leprechauns.
Cool.
We know them, we love them.
We
but
do.
how much do we know about them?
Well, leprechauns are, this is going to be a multiple choice. Leprechauns are classified as what type of mythical creature?
Ooh.
Are they a fairy, an elf, a nymph, or a gnome?
Can we hear them one more time?
One more time.
Category.
Are leprechauns categorized as a fairy, an elf, a nymph, or a gnome?
Wow, that is hard. This is just a pure guess right here is what this is.
All right, we actually have fairies.
Leprechauns are both wrong.
Fairies, technically.
I guess they're magic.
They are magic. And I've got a little bonus fun fact about leprechauns.
Okay.
There is a related fairy mythical creature in Irish folklore called a clurichaun, which is basically like the drunk version of a leprechaun. They love to be boisterous and mischievous and hang out in pubs and wineries on St. Patrick's Day.
Oh,
A little bonus fact for you.
That is really fun. All right, a city tradition coming up next.
Yes, so a few cities around the U.S. and around the world dye their rivers green for St. Patrick's Day. Which city kind of started this tradition back in the 1960s?
I know this one.
I'm hoping that I know this one.
That is
Chicago.
Correct.
Yes, girl.
Nice.
Very famously green, I think it is.
Yes, and the Obamas actually brought the tradition to the White House as well, dyeing the fountains green for St. Patrick's
Because they were,
Day.
they had lived in that
Coming from
area.
Chicago, yeah.
Okay, I like that.
All right.
Fantastic. I'm actually seeing that on Saturday. I'm so
Oh,
excited.
that's fun.
You're going to Chicago?
Yes, I am.
Ooh, that should be fun.
They start dyeing the river at 10 a.m. and I get in at 7:55 a.m.
Ooh,
you can go out there and
just
watch
in
it.
time. Just in time. How well do we know Ireland's geography?
The answer to this is not well.
I'm not going to get this answer.
All right, so we all know Dublin, Ireland's capital. It's even more populous than both the second and third largest cities combined. So do you know either of those second and third largest cities in Ireland?
Okay, are we talking the Republic of Ireland or are we talking about the entire island?
The entire island.
Okay.
Give me either the second or the third. Or I'll give you a bonus point if you get both.
Oh man, what is another city in Ireland?
I only know Dublin and I didn't even think about it until you said it.
I think that this might be in England. I don't know.
Rosie is correct.
Oh my
Belfast
goodness!
and Cork are
is it
second and
Belfast
third.
and
Yep,
Cork?
that's both correct. Yeah.
I am shocked. I am gonna buy myself a lotto ticket today, y'all. Cork, I wasn't even sure if it was on the right island, but
Yep.
I've lived actually. This is not the time to say this, but I've lived in Northern Ireland for a hot minute. So I have lived in a very small town, less than 50,000 people. So I did not guess that town, but I know that Belfast is the capital of Northern Ireland, so I gave that one a stab. Yeah, cool.
All right. One last question.
All right, let's do it. Our flag knowledge, and I know that this is going to confuse me.
All right, so this is a pretty simple one from left to right. So from the mast outward, what are the colors of the Irish flag?
I don't know if they taught this in school, like learn your flags, but I missed that day. What did you say? Orange, white, green? Orange, white, green. That's what are we wrong?
Green, orange, white. Green, white, orange.
Oh, no. It makes me feel good that we were both
we had the same
very
idea.
wrong.
We were just thinking of it backwards. It's okay. It's okay. So, Carrie, how can people play trivia with you?
Definitely. So Austin City Trivia hosts trivia every single Wednesday evening from 7 to 9 at Baker Street Pub. That's on South Lamar. You can also follow us on Instagram and on Facebook at Austin City Trivia, and we post all our categories there, as well as any new spots that we might be hosting at, so you can always keep up with us on social media.
And one thing that I do want to make sure that I mention is that sometimes you do little giveaways with some of the questions that you might hear at Baker Street for that week's category. So is it possible some of these questions might pop up?
It's possible.
Okay, so you might have a leg up after watching this segment.
You'll have to come and play and see.
Carrie, thank you so much. Stay up to date with Austin City Trivia and all of their events by following them on Facebook and Instagram at ATX City Trivia.
Hey, we are happy to be able to offer you some help if you're out there searching for jobs. KXAN has partnered with ZipRecruiter to help you find thousands of job openings in Austin and around the country. Just go to kxan.com/jobs where you can search thousands of new postings every single day. Check it out right now and get started on the path to your next career.
Welcome back, everybody. Are you looking for some South by Southwest plans this weekend? Check out Sober by Southeast Recovery Takeover benefiting Recovery ATX and the Sims Foundation. Allie Fleming Hogan and Paige Danoff are here to tell us more about what we can expect. And I think this is a fun twist on what's going on during otherwise a festival week. Good morning.
Good morning.
Thanks for having us.
Of course. All right, we're going to start with you, Allie. Let's talk a little bit about the event and why y'all wanted to start it.
Sure. So our event takes place this Sunday, March 16th. We're a group of substance use professionals and music industry professionals that have come together and essentially wanted to create an event that has a great music headliner but also is alcohol free for the expanding recovery community, not only in Austin but nationwide.
Absolutely, because there are going to be a lot of people coming in during South by Southwest. This gives them a place to go where they can still experience kind of that festival vibe without the alcohol being involved.
Exactly.
Paige, why would you say it's important to do something like this?
Why is this necessary? Because there are still people like us who maybe don't want to drink and still enjoy the festival scene. And that's what we're here for. We're here for people that don't drink all the time or maybe just want to take a break for the month. I mean, that's what we're here for. We're here for you.
Yeah, I think that's really important, especially because when we tend to think of festivals, we tend to think of musicians. I mean, drugs and rock and roll are two terms that have gone together for a long time kind of thing. So I do think it's really important that we have a conversation about, music while not being maybe under the influence. Can you talk to me a little bit about Recovery ATX?
Sure. Recovery ATX is a nonprofit. We've been in existence for about 10 years in the Austin area. We have three primary kind of pillars. One is to serve the community through no-cost peer support services, which mean people can engage with us to find recovery coaching services for, again, no cost. We provide community events, which is in alignment with our show, Recovery Takeover, happening this weekend. And we also provide educational opportunities. So not only do we provide the opportunity for people to become certified as peer support specialists, but we also provide education around resources like Narcan, which is an opioid antagonist that essentially
saves your life.
Saves your life.
Yeah, absolutely. In fact, not too long ago, I was just watching video from a cop who was wearing and recognized this was a situation where Narcan was needed and saved a young woman's life. So it's incredible and important to educate people because it can be such a big difference. Do you have to be involved in the music community in order to be involved with Recovery ATX?
Absolutely not. Anyone is able to be involved with Recovery ATX, regardless if you're related to the music or entertainment industry or the recovery industry. Everyone is welcome at this event. We were kind of joking earlier this month that not only is this event for people recovering from maybe substance use disorders or sober curious, but maybe they're just recovering for the week of South by and they want to have a night out, you know, without alcohol or anything else
Wake
involved.
up feeling good the next morning. Absolutely, I could see it. Okay, Paige, I wanted to ask about some of the artists y'all are excited about, because that's the whole point here, is getting to listen to some good music, right?
Yeah, so we have Nolo, we have Barb, we have Unlikely Candidates, and we have Wheatus. I mean, come on. We also have live paintings, we have screen printing. It's fun for all ages, really.
Oh, I like that. And is there anybody that you wanted to mention, Allie, that you're looking forward to?
I'm really excited to seeing Wheatus. I listened to Wheatus when I was growing up all the time, so.
Yeah. We're teenage dirtbags.
Yeah. All right, Allie, how can we purchase tickets to make sure that we get to see the show?
Sure. So tickets are accessible via or online at www.recoverytakeover.com. You can also buy our tickets on the Empire Control Room website.
Okay, sounds good to me. And Paige, this is actually the 3rd annual version of this. Kind of kicks off some regular programming that you guys are getting into. Can you talk a little bit about that?
We're just going to keep coming back, you know? Just keep following along. We're just going to keep doing this, maybe turn it into an annual thing or every quarter. Just follow along.
Okay, I like that. And any series that you want to mention, Allie, as well?
Sure. So this is kind of kicking off a series of recovery or sober events that we're going to offer to the local Austin community. We see a need. Paige is, you know, really plugged in and has been doing this for a while with Sober and Funky, and so we're collaborating and hoping to make more kind of really big recovery related events.
I like that. And Sober and Funky is such a fun name because you can still have a lot of fun without having alcohol in the mix. Very cool stuff, y'all. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you.
Of course. All right, follow Recovery Takeover on Facebook or Instagram for updates, and purchase tickets for the upcoming event on Sunday through their website, recoverytakeover.com.